Hey guys, it's Bobi, aka Paginator, and today we're doing the November TBR game. Please help me. So I had a little bit of a hard time picking what game I was going to do. I did the TBR Pursuit inspired by JD Ray Reed's last month, and then the month before I did G's TBR Avatar, and so I was gonna do like alternate every other month, and then I sat down to get ready for this and I thought, oh, I kind of like doing the TBR Pursuit, but then I thought, oh, but G's game is really fun too. Which one do I do? So I actually just rolled a dice, and if it got odd, I was gonna do G's game, and if it got even, I was gonna do Jade's, and it got an even number. So we're doing Jade's TBR Pursuit inspired game. I did make my own cards for this, and I have slightly different categories than Jade, but all of the like original ideas and stuff come from her, so all credit goes to her. She's not doing her game anymore, so if you miss her game, then you can watch mine. So let's go ahead and get into the rolls. Let's jump right in with roll number 1. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go anywhere we want to. I think I want to go to Pink YA. Usually I start with middle grade, and we're going to mix it up this time. So we'll pop a pink pie in there, and we're going to shuffle our cards, and a new to you author. Rule number 1 got us a YA book and a new to you author, and I picked Canto Contigo by Johnny Garza Villa. Love Isn't a Competition. This book has mariachis in it. Let's read the synopsis. In a 24-hour span, Rafael Alvarez led North Amistad High School's Mariachi Alma de la Frontera to their 11th consecutive first-place win in the Mariachi Extravaganza Nacional. Please forgive my pronunciation, sorry. And made out with and almost hooked up with one of the cutest guys he's ever seen. Now, 8 months later, Rafi's ready for one final win, and what he didn't plan for is his family moving to San Antonio before his senior year, forcing him to leave behind his group while dealing with the loss of the most important person in his life, his beloved abuelo. Another hitch in his plan, the Selena Quintanilla Perez's Academy Mariachi Todos Colores already has a lead vocalist, Ray Chavez, the boy Rafi made out with, who now stands between him winning and being the great mariachi Rafi's abuelo always believed him to be. Despite their newfound rivalry for center stage, he can't squash his feelings for Ray. Ultimately, Rafi will have to decide between the people he has known his entire life or the one just starting to get to know the real him. This sounds like so much fun. And I love that the high school is named after Selena. When I was a kid, my sister was in love with the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez, and we watched that so many times. So many times, and I cried every single time at the end. Ugh, so sad. World number 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 orange miscellaneous, or 1, 2, 3, 4 brown realistic fiction. Kind of in the mood for some realistic fiction. Let's go this way, and we'll pop a brown pie in there. Let's see. 500 pages or less. I can totally handle that. Number 2 got us realistic fiction and a book 500 pages or less. And I have this one that's a fairly recent acquisition, and it's 402 pages. It is Looking for Smoke by K.A. Cobell. It is a mystery, but also realistic. So the synopsis tells us, since moving to the Blackfeet Reservation with her parents, Mara Rossette has felt like an outsider, taunted by her tight-knit classmates for growing up far away. So when a local girl includes Mara in a traditional Blackfeet giveaway to honor her missing sister, Mara thinks she'll finally make some friends. Instead, a girl from the giveaway, Samantha Whitetail, is found murdered. Because of the members of the giveaway group were the last to see Samantha alive, each becomes a person of interest in the investigation. New girl Mara, who hated Samantha for being particularly cruel, grief-stricken Lauren Arno, who was Samantha's best friend until Lauren's sister's disappearance drove a wedge between them. Class clown Brody Clark, whose unreciprocated crush on Samantha is an open secret. And tough guy Eli Firstkill, who has his own complicated history with Samantha. Despite deep mistrust, the four must now take matters into their own hands and clear their names, even though one of them may be the murderer. Yay! I mean, look at this cover. It's seriously gorgeous, and it sounds like a good mystery story. Let's go for it. Roll number 3. 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, pink YA. 1, 2, 3, 4, pink YA. How did that work out? I guess we're going to pink YA. Pink pie in there. And shuffle the cards a little bit. Continue a series. Rule number 3 got us a young adult, and we're supposed to continue a series. So I am going to read The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. This is part of the Elfhame series, and this is kind of like the companion series to the first series, I think. Anyway, it's about Prince Oak. So I would read you the synopsis on this one, but I feel like it's going to spoil some things. In fact, I started to read it and then I stopped myself and went, wait a minute. So what you should know is that first we had the Cruel Prince series, and then we split off into this series about Prince Oak. And in this one, he is paying for some acts of betrayal that he has done, and he has to face a decision between like love and power. And there's war looming. There's all these court intrigues. Carden and Jude are going to be in there. They're some of the characters from the first series. So, I mean, I feel like that's as much as I should tell you about this one. Rule number 4. 1. Blue blank or green middle grade. Let's go blue blank. Blue pie in there. Slytherin recommendation. Ooh. Rule number 4 got us a blue blank, and then it said Slytherin recommendation. So we could go with any genre, any age. So I got on bookriot.com, and they have a list of recommendations for Slytherins, or Slytherin-inspired recommendations. And the one that I chose, because I've already read quite a few of them on there, but the one that I'm going to go with is Hamlet by William Shakespeare. And I haven't opened this chunky monkey since college. Ugh, it's heavy. So I have read a lot of Shakespeare plays. I haven't ever read Hamlet all the way through. I've read bits and pieces of it, but I haven't read it in its entirety. And Book Riot recommends it for Slytherins because, and I'm reading right from their website here, dark and broody is pretty much your call sign, and it doesn't get much darker or broodier than this tragedy by the Bard. So it will read all about Prince Hamlet, to be or not to be, all of that good stuff. Rule number 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is yellow fantasy, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green middle grade, and both are roll again spaces. We haven't done a middle grade yet. Well, hang on, before I take my hands off the mover. I don't know, something in me really wants to do fantasy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fantasy. Yellow pie in there. LGBT plus representation. Rule number 5 got us fantasy with LGBT plus representation. So I found a Goodreads list of queer fantasy, and I saw this book, which I happen to have on my shelf. The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea by Maggie Tokuda Hall. And this says, the pirate Florian, born Flora, has always done whatever it takes to survive, including sailing under a false flag on the Dove as a marauder, thief, and worse. Lady Evelyn Hasegawa, a highborn imperial daughter, is on board as well, accompanied by her own casket. But Lady Evelyn's one-way voyage to an arranged marriage on the floating islands is interrupted when the captain and crew show their true colors and enslave their wealthy passengers. Both Florian and Evelyn have lived their lives by the rules and whims of others, but when they fall in love, they decide to take fate in their own hands, no matter the cost. This sounds really fun, plus it's not that long, so that's exciting. And I have the sequel, so if I really love it, I can go on to the next one. Plus pirates. Rule number 6. 2. 1, 2, pink YA. 1, 2, orange. Let's go orange. Miscellaneous. And let's get to card. Outfit match. Okay. Rule number 6, we got miscellaneous and an outfit match. I am wearing a blue shirt today. It is Ham from Sandlot, and it says You're Killing Me Smalls. And I thought, okay, I can either match with the color blue or match with baseball, and I don't have any baseball books, so we're going with something blue. And this one is Untamed by A.G. Howard. There's lots of blue tones on here. The title is blue, and the text inside the book is blue. So I think it matches. This is a companion to the Splintered series, and I absolutely, absolutely love that series. Like, so good. It's kind of a Alice in Wonderland retelling situation. And in this particular one, because this is part of a series, I'm not going to read the whole synopsis to you, but it is about Alyssa, who is our Alice character. And this is 3 novellas set in her world. So there's one called 6 Impossible Things, one called Ensnared, and then the third one is called The Boy in the Web. And I am excited to read these and return to the world of these books. If you think this sounds interesting, check out Splintered, which is the first book in the series, and go from there. Let's swap out for our orange pie to do our next 6 rolls, and we'll go with roll number 7. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 pink YA, 1, 2, 3, 4 brown realistic. We've already done 2 pink YAs. Let's do a brown realistic. Brown pie in there. TBR veteran. Rule number 7 got us realistic fiction and a TBR veteran. And this book I have had on my shelves for ages. Let me tell you how long I've had this book. I first heard about this book and immediately bought it when Craig Ferguson was still hosting the Late Late Show on CBS. And James Corden is not even hosting, and he took over after Craig Ferguson and hosted for who knows how long. I don't know. I didn't watch all of his episodes. But anyway, back when Craig was hosting, he had this author on, and she was talking about this book, and I immediately bought it and then immediately forgot that it was on my shelf. So it is definitely a TBR veteran. It is called I'd Know You Anywhere. And Laura Lippman, if I didn't say her name. This is about Eliza Benedict, which is very close to Eliza Bennett, if I must say, but let's find out about her. Eliza Benedict cherishes her peaceful, ordinary suburban life with her successful husband and children, 13-year-old Iso and 8-year-old Albie. But her tranquility is shattered when she receives a letter from the last person she ever expects or wants to hear from, Walter Bowman. There was your photo in a magazine. Of course you are older now. Still, I'd know you anywhere. In the summer of 1985, when she was 15, Eliza was kidnapped by Walter and held hostage for almost 6 weeks. He had killed at least one girl, and Eliza always suspected he had other victims as well. Now on death row in Virginia for the assault and murder of his final victim, Walter seems to be making a heartfelt act of contrition as his execution nears. Though Eliza wants nothing to do with him, she's never forgotten that Walter was most unpredictable when ignored. Desperate to shelter her children from the undisclosed trauma of her past, she cautiously makes contact with Walter. She's always wondered why Walter let her live, and perhaps now he'll tell her and share the truth about his other victims. Yet as Walter presses her for more and deeper contact, it becomes clear that he is after something greater than forgiveness. He wants Eliza to remember what really happened that long ago summer. He wants her to save his life. And Eliza, who has worked hard for her comfortable cocooned life, will do anything to protect it, even if it means finally facing the events of that horrifying summer and the terrible truth she has kept buried. So I will say I am going to be guarding my mental health through this, because as a survivor of a certain kind of assault, and knowing that that certain kind of assault is mentioned in the book, if it starts to trigger me, then I'm going to put it down. And I'm guessing that this guy's going to be psychologically manipulating Eliza a lot and stuff. So if it's just making me feel awful, then it's going bye-bye. But I have high hopes for this. And like I said, I've had it for ages, so it's about dang time that I got to it. Roll number 8. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle grade. We better do a middle grade. Lately, all the YAs I've been reading have been not okay enough for my students, so I better throw a middle grade in there at least so I can read something to recommend to them. All right, what's our middle grade going to be from this card? From a top middle grade reads video. All right, so I'll have to find somebody that's made one and go through their recommendations and find a book that I have that I haven't read. That could take a while. Rule Rule number 8 got us a middle grade, and it needed to come from someone's top middle grade reads video. I watched one video by a creator that I'd never seen before, but I thought, hey, let's give her a chance. And unfortunately, all of the books that she mentioned that were ones that I own, I've already read. So then I went back to a video that Gavin from Gavin Reads It All did about his top middle grades from 2020, and he had like 50 books in that video. And so I was going through there, and I had read quite a few, but then I got to this one. This is Dark Whispers by Vashti Hardy. I have not read this one yet. It is a sequel to Brightstorm, and it is one that I definitely am interested in reading. So because Gavin recommended it as one of his top reads of that year, and I've been wanting to get to it, this is going to be my choice for that prompt. So I'll be reading to you the synopsis from Goodreads for the first book, Brightstorm, in the series. My physical copy of Brightstorm is in my classroom, but I will pop a picture right up here so you can see the cover of the first one. And here's what Goodreads says about this one. Arthur and Maudie Brightstorm are devastated to learn that their famous explorer father has died in a failed attempt to reach South Polaris, the southernmost point in the world. To make matters worse, the Longtown Geographical Society finds Ernest Brightstorm guilty of sabotaging the expedition of his competitor, Eudora Vane, a respected and powerful member of the society. But then a mysterious clue leads the twins to question the story they've been told. Joining the ragtag crew of the Aurora, a homemade skyship captained by the intrepid Harriet Culpepper, Arthur and Maudie race to the South Polaris to salvage their family's reputation. As the skyship sets sail, the twins must keep their wits about them if they are to uncover the truth about what happened on their father's doomed expedition and to prove themselves worthy explorers. I remember really loving this one. I gave it 5 stars, and I really liked the characters and the atmosphere and the writing style, and I don't know why it took me this long to get to the second one. Roll number 9. 1. Yellow Fantasy or Roll Again, or Orange Miscellaneous. Let's go Yellow Fantasy. I have a lot of fantasy books that I need to get to. Okay. We haven't shuffled these in a couple turns, so let's give them a good mix-up. And Yellow Fantasy, Book of the Month pick. Rule number 9 is a fantasy and a Book of the Month pick. This is one that I picked a year ago in October of 2023. This is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young, who's an author that I really enjoy. The synopsis on this one says, in the small mountain town of Jasper, North Carolina, June Farrow is waiting for fate to find her. The Farrow women are known for their thriving flower farm and for the mysterious curse that has plagued their family line. The whole town remembers the madness that led to Susanna Farrow's disappearance, leaving her daughter June to be raised by her grandmother and haunted by rumors. It's been a year since June started seeing and hearing things that aren't there. Faint wind chimes, a voice calling her name, and a mysterious door appearing out of nowhere, signs of what June has always known is coming. But June is determined to end the curse once and for all, even if she must sacrifice the hope of love and a family of her own. After her grandmother's death, June discovers a series of cryptic clues regarding her mother's disappearance, except these only lead to more questions. But could the door she once assumed was a hallucination be the answer she's been searching for? The next time it appears, June realizes that she can touch it and walk through the threshold. And when she does, she embarks on a journey that will not only change both the past and future, but also uncover the lingering mysteries of her small town and entangle her heart in epic star-crossed love. So we've got a mysterious door that she can wander through, curse, plus a bit of mystery. This sounds like it could be a really good one. Roll number 10. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Green middle grade or roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue blank or roll again. Let's go for a blue blank. Blue pie in there. A bingo roll. Rule number 10, we got blue blank, so it could be any genre, any age, category, etc., but we have to do a bingo roll. So that could change things entirely depending on what comes out of my bingo roller, which I have right here. And we're gonna roll it. Oh, I have to turn it this way. And the ball dropped on the floor. Excuse me. I have N33, and the card says past Sharkathon prompt. You gotta be kidding me. I gotta go hunt for more information. Okay, give me a moment. I'll go look in my past Google Drives and see what I can find. So I went to my computer and opened up the Sharkathon prompt list from this past Sharkathon in 2024. And the very first prompt is Cat Shark. Do you guys remember Cat Shark? So The prompt that goes with Cat Shark is a book with an interesting cover, and I have one with a definitely interesting cover. And that is The 13th Child by Aaron A. Craig. I mean, look at this cover. Look at this. It's amazing. Plus, also, can we just take a moment to appreciate the gilding on the edges? So let's read the synopsis. Hazel Trepas has always known she wasn't like her siblings. A 13th child promised to one of the gods, she spends her childhood waiting for her benefactor, Merrick, the god of death, to arrive and take her away. When he does, he lays out exactly what he's planned for Hazel's future. She will become a great and celebrated healer. To aid her endeavors, Merrick blesses Hazel with a gift, the ability to instantly deduce the exact cure needed to treat the sick, but all gifts come with a price. Hazel can see when death has claimed a patient and is tasked with ending their suffering permanently. Haunted by the ghosts of those she's killed, Hazel longs to run, but destiny brings her to the royal court where she meets Leopold, a rakish prince with a disdain for everyone and everything. And that's where Hazel faces her biggest dilemma yet. Should she save the life of a king marked to die? Hazel knows what she is meant to do and what her heart is urging her toward, but what will happen if she goes against the will of death himself? Aaron A. Craig honestly is one of the best quality of writers of YA books currently writing right now. I thoroughly believe that, and she is a delightful human. I got to meet her at a book event for was it her last book before this one? I think it was. This is her newest one, and I am super excited to read it. Plus, I mean, it definitely does have an interesting cover. Cat Shark is very excited for us to read this too. Roll number 11. 3. 1, 2, 3 brown realistic. 1, 2, 3 orange miscellaneous. Let's go orange. Okay, orange miscellaneous, and we have a NetGalley read. This is excellent because I have way too many books on NetGalley waiting for me to read them. Roll number 11 does miscellaneous, a NetGalley read. And I'm going to read Better Than Revenge by Casey West. Casey West is one of my favorite YA authors to read and recommend to my students because she does cute romantic stories that are usually very, very clean. So it's perfect for my middle grade kids who are ready to read fun romantic stories but are not ready for the sexy types. So let's read the synopsis. This is coming from the NetGalley website. It says, 17-year-old Finley has only ever had one goal, to become a famous podcaster. This includes coming up with the perfect pitch to land her on her school's podcast team. But when her football-obsessed boyfriend Jensen decides to also try out and uses her idea, she's left confused and betrayed. What a jerk. Determined to get back at him, Finley and her friends try to find the perfect revenge scheme, but quickly discover that Jensen is almost impossible to best. Keyword, almost. By chance, Finley discovers a knack for kicking and decides to take Jensen's spot on the football team. Oh. To help her train, she recruits Jensen's cute but conceited nemesis, Theo. Soon the two discover that their connection runs deeper than football. But Finley can't let herself get distracted, and Theo has secrets of his own. Is true love really better than the perfect revenge? That sounds so cute. Podcasts, football, yes. Please. Roll number 12. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 brown realistic. 1, 2, 3, 4 pink YA. Oh, let's go pink YA, and then we'll have one of each color in this one. Yay! Court/royal book. Roll number 12 got us another YA, and we have a court or royal book. And so I'm going to be reading the newest book in the Disney Prince series. This is Prince of Glass and Midnight by Lindsay Miller. I have loved both of the other books that have come out in this series. They have been fantastic. So this one is obviously about Cinderella's Prince Charming. It says, not every wish should come true. Ever since the death of his mother, Prince August of Charmant has sworn off love. Now with his growing responsibilities at court, August is finding it difficult to delay conversations of marriage any longer. But news of a magical memory loss plagued a nearby village, the same village where he used to spend his summers with his mother. It offers August an escape. He convinces his father to give him 5 days to lead the royal investigation before returning to the palace for good. While away, August must confront his own bittersweet memories of the village, his mother, and Ella, the childhood friend he hasn't spoken to in nearly 6 years. Oh, is this going to be like a friends to lovers thing? Oh my goodness. But the memory loss is spreading quickly, and August and Ella's rekindled friendship places them in greater danger than they could have imagined. With time ticking down to his return to the castle, August must grapple with his growing feelings for Ella and solve the mystery before it's too late. When the clock strikes midnight, the fate of the kingdom may just rely on finding the owner of a lost glass slipper. That sounds so cute. So the other books in this series are Prince of Song and Sea, which is about Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid, and then Prince of Thorns and Nightmares, which is Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty. I highly recommend both of them. Okay, so that's it for our TBR game. Do I have to hold all of those books, including the Shakespeare one? Woo! Considering my recent back injury, we're not going to try to hold the Shakespeare one with all these others, but let's see if we can hold up the rest. Ooh. It's a lot of books to read. But Craftoween will be over when November starts, so I should have much more time on my hands. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for joining me and have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.